Hello, everyone. So this lecture is a very interesting lecture, and it is about communication, digital communication in general. Oh, okay. Where do I stand? All right. We already covered in detail the importance of segmenting the customers, as we've done with clustering. We've done an algorithm for k-means and k-median clustering based on the Euclidean distance, and then improved with the Hamming distance or cosine similarity kind of concept. And now we would like to target these customers. We target them based on the common ground that we extracted from the data. So this is kind of an example of a cluster that we extracted from the data, and we found out that the minimum quantity here is the common ground, and maybe France is a common ground. And because we're talking about communication, business communication, and a value proposition, we always talk about the importance of price and discount. So here, discount and price is very important. You probably won't mention the price directly, but guys, you gotta mention something about an incentive. The incentive could be a discount. The incentive, you could say free shipping, or the incentive could be 20 with also 20% or 50% off on shipping, or very free shipping throughout the USA. Something like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at very quickly at the difference between value proposition and positioning. When we're talking about value proposition, we're talking about a benefit for the product for that customer segment. You might have different benefits of the product. One segment might actually focus on multiple benefits, benefit A and B. Others might only solely focus on benefit C and only have benefit C as a common ground. No matter the number of benefits here, price is an element that should be present in the value proposition. Then we're talking about a positioning statement. A positioning statement, what makes you stand out in the market. How are you different from your other colleagues? How are you different from the other competitors in the market? And this should be based on one benefit from the multiple benefits that you provide to the customers. But this benefit could be actually all these benefits, or not all of them, but like a straddle positioning, we call it. It's just like the example I gave you of BMW in the 70s. When they entered the United States, they took the straddle positioning, where one leg on luxury, one leg on performance, as if you're like riding a horse. So over here is the same thing. However, this benefit, other competitors should score low at it, and you should jump into that gap. This is one approach. A second approach is getting that positioning statement based on the trends. And I gave you an example. Nowadays, we're all about social responsibility. We're all about global warming and recycling. We're all about sustainability and organic, healthy, and so forth. Or charity. We are going to match for each $1 order, or for each $5 order, or for each $10 order, we're going to match a $1 for charity. So the positioning statement could be based on what kind of benefits that other competitors score low at, they don't focus on, and we could focus on, or they coming from a trend. All right, now let's talk today about the topic of today. Today we're going to talk about different digital communication and different experiments through on how the certain changes done on this communication has led to an improvement in the return on investment. So this is how important digital communication and communication in general is. So these kind of set of slides is based on the MEC Lab webinar. So first, this is the experiment background. The background is that we're talking about a company that is non-profit. So not always we're talking about a profit. And this is why I started here, because I also have some students coming from IR. So these are the conservative policy think tank funded primarily through individual donors. So I really love this example because I appreciate that IR students either transferred or either taking my course. Probably this example is very relevant to you, to what some of the courses, to some of the courses that you've done it at the IR program. So what is your goal? Of course, money. You want donations to increase the size and number of donations. Now, I need to explain something, even though it goes without saying, and it's a common sense, but who knows? Some students like the experience or. Non-profit doesn't mean you don't have to generate money. Non-profit means your revenue should be equal to your cost, not exceed your cost, because you are not aiming at profit. What do you mean revenue? Of course I mean revenue. Don't you have employees in that organization? Don't you have people picking up the phone? Are they there because they are volunteers? Of course not. So non-profit organizations doesn't necessarily mean, it doesn't mean you don't have to raise revenue. You do need to raise revenue. So this is one example, a non-profit example, and kind of digital communication for a non-profit. That they want to send an email and they want to increase the size and number of donations. What do you mean by the size? Nora is usually giving a charity for $100. They want her to improve, to incite her or give her a push to pay more. So this is something. And also Nora never responded to their emails. They want Nora to respond this time, even with $50. So both they have the size and the number. Let's see how they fixed the question. But before that, let's take a look at the primary research question here. It's scientific. Which email will generate the highest amount of revenue? So you have an A-B kind of a split test. Okay, to increase the size and number of donations, this is the email. So this is the original email. This is the control email. This is the email that has already been sent. And this is the way it looks. It has a box on the side, and this box has a very colorful button. That's good, which has the call to action. And it says renew online. Renew your Heritage Foundation membership for 2012. So this is how you do also part of the revenue and the donation. So this is an email that was sent at the beginning of each year for the members. And this is their best performing email. And you can see it is all consist of paragraphs and sentences. As you can see here, there's a chunk of sentences here. There's some links. That's good. It takes me somewhere onto my homepage. And then there's the signature. And then here at the end, there's a disclaimer. So this is describing the foundation again, the value of this membership, and encourages you to renew. And we want to test the value proposition and in particular, the articulation of value. The articulation of value. So what we did, or what they did here, is they changed that little box because most of the people won't even read the email and they would just focus on the box. Change the box to the following. Look at the previous box, just 2 words. Look at this box. What did Heritage Foundation accomplish in 2011? 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points. Our experts testified 45 times. Oh, numbers. We laid the groundwork for the repealing Obamacare. Heritage led the fight against dangerous defense cuts. And now, at the bottom, with your renewed support for 2012, oh wow, my renewed support is important. We can build on these accomplishments and get America back on course. Okay, you could also further write and do the following. So you probably, if you have enough space, and of course you should, You probably also, another example or another suggestion that we were discussing is that you have here what you've accomplished in the previous with the money that you were a member of. And now, as you can see here, you have numbers, so you have facts. And you also mentioned here Obamacare, which is a big name back in the in the early 2010s and mid 2015 and all that, the Obamacare and all that. So you associated yourself with the Obama administration. So this is big for you as an organization. So focus and leverage on your association with big names. And also here, you're talking about your bigger ambition with your all role in the world. So you're talking here about big initiatives and big accomplishments. It's global. Now, if you have a very promising plan for the future, I suggest you say, what is it we are trying to do, what we're planning to do for the next year, or be part of our plan. And that would be nice to see another 3 bullet points. And if in fact the list is longer than a 3 point, some of you might ask me, what if the list is longer? Good question. This is why digital communication is strong. You have a link over here and learn more about our achievements, and you take them where you have videos, another whole page about your achievements of the year 2000 and whatever, 11 or 2021. Yeah? Then, lovely people, we move on to our plan, our future plan. Where is my money going to go to? So our future plan is to do this and this and that. However, be careful, because if you are promising me with a certain plan and it doesn't work out, then I will be disappointed and I might not be part of the a member again. So also this is a two-edged sword. If you are sure about these plans and you already planted seeds and they are strong and they are concrete plans and all that, yes, go for it and put the list. And if you have even a longer list, again, learn more and then renew your membership. Renew online. Oh my goodness, I know it is renew online. So renew your membership. A whole full sentence. So this how we created this treatment in experimentation, in scientific experimentation. If you are into science, biology, or into marketing, because marketing is a science also, guys. So this is an experiment. This is the control, and the control is what you have data for, and it worked out for you the best and well and so forth. And this is that you're changing. You treated it with your touch, with your magic. So this has been given your treatment, your adjustments, and your touch, as you can see over here. So we've changed the process level, something you will learn later. We're going to talk about the process level. But for now, we changed the call to action. As you can see, emphasizing critical pieces with quantifiable data. As you can see, this is quantifiable data. 45 times before this, associating ourselves with the Obama administration. For instance, our experts testified 40 times in Congress and also the Obamacare Association, also showing that we are big, global, and so forth. So show the best. This is the if you have multiple points and you are wondering which points you should be probably sharing, well, points that has certain numbers, association with big names, and also points that show a global vision, a bigger vision. The control, now the verdict, the control versus the treatment, side by side comparison, as you can see here, very short, a bit longer. And this is one of the questions that I believe a student of mine, Anna, asked me in class. She was like, okay, this is too long? Is it too short? Well, sometimes too short is also no good. But too long telling me cliches and blah, 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 and asking questions like starting an email marketing with questions. Don't you want to be part of this? Don't start with a question. Don't. I cringe when I see that. It is too much exploited. So basically over here, even though it is long, you have bullet points, and you have some of my students also in previous assignments have shown bolded sentences, and that is awesome. Let's take a look at the experiment results. We have 14.66% increase in average donation size. So instead of donating $100, I donated $115 on average. The new emails donation rate increased by 14.66%. Now, okay, so that was an improvement. So sometimes a longer communication isn't bad as long as it is neat, bulleted. This is the process. This is the change in process. It's in bullet points. Every point is precise, concise, and has facts or quantification here, have association with big names, and also bigger frames of actions. So the control in terms of average donation here was $36 something. Now with the treatment, the average donation in dollars were $41 increase. Relative difference is an increase here by 14.66%. Statistical level of confidence, of course, it is P is less than 0.05, so 95% level of confidence. What you need to understand here by focusing on what the organization actually did with the donation money in the previous year, the treatment was able to increase the click-through rate. The click-through rate is basically the number of clicks going into this page to renew your membership by 20%. This is in terms of digital marketing performance. This is what I want you to see. The click-through rate here has increased by 20%, and the average donation size increased by 14%. So this is the first experiment. In the next video, I'm gonna talk to you about the next experiment.